Train your mind to stay calm in any situation. Introduction. Imagine this. Your mind feels like a storm, chaotic, overwhelming, and relentless. The waves of anxiety crash, thoughts spiral out of control, and no matter how hard you try, peace feels just out of reach. Your heart races, your thoughts jump from one worry to the next, and even the smallest challenges feel impossible to handle. But what if you could silence the storm? It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Now, picture a different reality, one where you remain calm, clear-headed, and unshaken, no matter what life throws at you. Stress no longer controls you. Uncertainty no longer paralyzes you. Instead of being at the mercy of your emotions, you become the master of your mind. Most people let their thoughts and emotions dictate their actions, reacting impulsively to situations beyond their control. But a rare few possess a different kind of power, the ability to remain steady, composed, and in control, even in the most difficult moments. The difference: they have trained their minds to stay calm. In this book, you'll discover how to rewire your mind, silence overthinking, and build unshakable inner peace. You'll learn how to break free from reactive patterns, develop emotional resilience, and cultivate a state of deep, lasting calm that allows you to navigate life with confidence and clarity. By the end, you won't just handle stress, you'll rise above it. Chapter 1. The Power of Inner Stillness, Learning to Command Your Mind. In the middle of chaos, the strongest people are those who can remain still. They do not let external circumstances dictate their emotions or decisions. Imagine a powerful storm raging all around, with strong winds and heavy rain. Most people would panic, react impulsively, or let fear take over. But a truly calm person is like a mountain, standing tall and unshaken, no matter how fierce the storm. Inner stillness does not mean ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. It means training yourself to respond with clarity instead of reacting with fear or frustration. Many people live on autopilot, letting their emotions control them. They become angry, anxious, or overwhelmed without even realizing it. But those who develop inner stillness understand that they have the power to choose their response in any situation. The first step to mastering your mind is awareness. You must learn to observe your thoughts without letting them control you. Think of your mind like a vast ocean. On the surface, waves are constantly crashing. These are your thoughts, emotions, and external stresses. But deep below, the ocean remains calm and undisturbed. Your goal is to connect with that deep, peaceful part of yourself. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to pause. Instead of reacting immediately, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Breathe in slowly, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale. As you do this, ask yourself, is this worth losing my peace over? Most of the time you will realize that the problem is temporary or not as important as it first seemed. When you pause and reflect, you give yourself the power to respond thoughtfully instead of being controlled by emotions. Inner stillness is a skill that takes practice, but the more you cultivate it, the stronger and more in control you will become. Over time, you will notice that stressful situations no longer affect you as they once did. You will remain calm, centered, and in control of your emotions, no matter what happens around you. Chapter 2. Mastering the Pause. How to control your reactions before they control you. Most people react instantly when they are faced with stress, frustration, or unexpected challenges. They lash out in anger, panic under pressure, or drown in negative thoughts before even realizing what is happening. But the secret to staying calm is mastering the pause, a brief but powerful moment between an event and your response. This simple skill can change the way you handle stress, improve your relationships, and make you the master of your emotions. Think about the last time you were in a stressful situation. Maybe someone said something rude to you, or you received bad news. How did you react? Did you immediately feel a rush of anger or anxiety? Did you say something you later regretted? This happens because our brains are wired to react quickly to perceived threats, an instinct that was useful in ancient times when survival depended on fast responses. However, in modern life, reacting without thinking often leads to unnecessary stress and poor decisions. The key to overcoming this automatic reaction is to pause before responding. When you feel a surge of anger, fear, or frustration, stop for just a few seconds. Take a deep breath, count to 3, and allow yourself a moment to process what is happening. This short pause gives your mind time to shift from an emotional reaction to a thoughtful response. Imagine you are in a heated argument with someone. Instead of immediately snapping back, you take a moment to breathe and think. That pause allows you to choose your words carefully, avoid saying something hurtful, and maintain control of the situation. Over time, this practice will help you stay calm and composed, even in the most difficult moments. One of the best techniques to strengthen this habit is the 3-second rule. Whenever something triggers an emotional response in you, silently count to 3 before saying or doing anything. In those 3 seconds, remind yourself that you are in control. Ask yourself, is my reaction going to improve this situation or make it worse? More often than not, pausing will help you make a wiser decision. Training yourself to master the pause is like building a muscle. It takes practice, but the results are life-changing. The more you pause before reacting, the more power you have over your emotions. Instead of being a victim of stress, you become someone who handles life with grace, patience, and confidence. The next time you feel the urge to react immediately, remember, pause, breathe, and take control. Chapter 3. Emotional Armor, Detaching from Chaos Without Losing Your Heart. Life is full of chaos, unpredictability, and emotional challenges. Every day you are exposed to negativity, whether it's from difficult people, stressful situations, or the pressure of daily responsibilities. It's easy to let these things get to you, to feel overwhelmed and drained by the weight of emotions. But those who remain calm and in control of their lives have mastered the ability to detach without losing their compassion. They have built emotional armor, a mental shield that protects their inner peace without making them cold or disconnected. Detachment does not mean shutting down your emotions or ignoring problems. It means learning to observe situations without letting them consume you. Imagine standing in the middle of a raging storm, but instead of being blown away by the wind, you have a protective shield around you. The storm is still there, but it can't shake you. That is what emotional armor does. It allows you to face life's challenges without being emotionally destroyed by them. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with staying calm is that they take everything personally. If someone is rude to them, they immediately feel offended. If something goes wrong at work, they believe it's their fault. But in reality, most of what happens around you is not about you. The way others behave is a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, and emotions. When you learn to detach from taking things personally, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Think about a time when someone insulted or criticized you. Your first instinct may have been to get angry, to defend yourself, or to replay the words in your mind over and over again. But what if you had simply let it go? What if you had recognized that their words were a result of their own inner issues and not a true reflection of you? By learning to detach from external negativity, you regain control over your emotions. Instead of reacting, you remain steady and unshaken. A powerful technique to build emotional armor is the observer mindset. Whenever something upsetting happens, imagine that you are watching the situation as a neutral observer, rather than someone who is directly affected by it. Ask yourself, if I were watching this happen to someone else, how would I advise them to react? This small shift in perspective helps you respond with wisdom rather than emotion. Another method is visualizing a protective shield. The next time you enter a stressful environment, imagine a clear barrier surrounding you. Negative energy, insults and tension may come toward you, but they bounce off your shield instead of entering your space. This mental exercise can help you maintain emotional stability, especially in situations where others are trying to bring you down. Emotional armor does not mean becoming emotionless or indifferent. It means choosing when and where to invest your emotional energy. Some battles are not worth fighting, and some opinions are not worth listening to. But when something truly matters, when a loved one needs support, when an important decision must be made, your emotional armor allows you to engage with strength and wisdom rather than react impulsively. At the core of emotional detachment is self-awareness. You must recognize when your emotions are being triggered and consciously decide how to respond. Instead of letting frustration, anger, or sadness take over, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you are in control. You are not a puppet being pulled by the strings of external circumstances. You are the master of your mind and emotions. The greatest proof of emotional strength is being able to walk through life's storms without letting them shake your inner peace. It's about being compassionate without being consumed, caring without carrying unnecessary burdens, and remaining calm in the face of chaos. When you build emotional armor, you don't just protect yourself, you empower yourself to live with confidence, clarity, and unshakable peace. Chapter 4. The Art of Mental Reset. How to rewire your mind for instant calm. The human mind is like a machine, constantly processing thoughts, emotions, and external stimuli. Just like a computer can slow down when too many programs are running at once, your mind can become overwhelmed by stress, negativity, and anxiety. The ability to reset your mind in moments of chaos is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Those who remain calm in any situation have trained themselves to hit the reset button on their thoughts, allowing them to regain control rather than be controlled by their emotions. A mental reset is not about ignoring problems or pretending stress doesn't exist. It's about breaking the cycle of negative thinking before it takes over your mind. Think about the last time something went wrong in your day. Maybe you were late for a meeting, received bad news, or had an argument with someone. Your mind likely kept replaying the situation, analyzing it from different angles, and making you feel worse. This is because your brain is wired to focus on threats, a survival mechanism that was useful in ancient times, but often unnecessary in modern life. However, you have the power to interrupt this cycle and shift your focus. The first step to performing a mental reset is recognizing when your thoughts are spiraling out of control. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. Are you overthinking a situation that has already passed? Are you assuming the worst about the future? Are you letting one negative event ruin your entire day? The moment you notice these patterns, you must interrupt them immediately. One of the fastest ways to reset your mind is through physical movement. When you feel trapped in stress or anxiety, stand up, stretch, take a short walk, or even splash cold water on your face. Movement forces your brain to shift focus, disrupting the negative cycle and giving you a fresh perspective. Studies show that even a few minutes of physical activity can significantly lower stress levels and restore mental clarity. Another powerful method is breath control. The way you breathe directly affects your nervous system. Shallow, rapid breathing increases stress, while slow, deep breathing signals to your brain that you are safe and in control. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Repeat this process a few times, and you will feel your mind becoming calmer almost instantly. Your environment also plays a crucial role in resetting your mental state. If you are surrounded by noise, clutter, or negativity, it becomes much harder to clear your mind. Whenever possible, take a break and change your surroundings. Step outside for fresh air, find a quiet space, or listen to calming music. Even a few minutes away from a stressful environment can help reset your mind and bring a sense of peace. One of the most overlooked but effective ways to reset your mind is verbal interruption. When negative thoughts are racing through your mind, speak out loud to disrupt them. You can say something as simple as stop, reset, breathe. This short command interrupts the cycle of overthinking and redirects your focus to the present moment. Some people also find it helpful to use affirmations like, "I am in control of my mind," or "I choose calm over chaos." By reinforcing positive messages, you reprogram your brain to respond to stress in a healthier way. Visualization is another technique that can instantly shift your mental state. Close your eyes and imagine pressing a large reset button in your mind. See yourself letting go of stress, clearing out negativity, and replacing it with calm, focused energy. Some people find it helpful to picture a peaceful scene, like a quiet beach or a mountaintop, and mentally transport themselves there for a few moments. This simple practice can help bring immediate relief and give your mind the clarity it needs to move forward. Gratitude is one of the most effective ways to reset your mind. When stress takes over, your brain focuses on what is wrong. By shifting your focus to what is right, you break the cycle of negativity. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to list 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big. Something as simple as having clean water, fresh air, or a good conversation with a friend can help shift your mindset. Gratitude forces your mind to refocus on positivity, helping you regain calm and perspective. The ability to perform a mental reset is like having a superpower. No matter what happens in your day, whether it's a frustrating conversation, an unexpected setback, or overwhelming pressure, you have the ability to clear your mind and start fresh. The more you practice these techniques, the faster and more effective they will become. Over time, resetting your mind will feel natural, allowing you to stay calm, focused, and in control, no matter what life throws your way. Chapter 5. Mastering the Art of Letting Go, Releasing Stress, Worry, and Overthinking. One of the greatest obstacles to staying calm in any situation is the inability to let go. People often hold on to past mistakes, painful memories, worries about the future, or things they cannot control. The mind clings to these thoughts, replaying them over and over like a broken record, causing unnecessary stress and anxiety. But those who have mastered inner peace understand a simple truth. You cannot control everything, but you can control how much you allow it to affect you. Learning to let go is not about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from mental chains that do nothing but weigh you down. Letting go begins with recognizing what is worth your energy. Ask yourself, is this something I can change? Is it helping me to keep thinking about it? Or is it only adding to my stress? Many people waste their time overanalyzing things they cannot change, things that have already happened or things that may never happen. This mental habit creates suffering. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral into worry, shift your focus to what you can control, your response, your mindset, and your next action. One of the most powerful techniques for letting go is the three-bucket rule. Imagine dividing your thoughts into three buckets. Things I can control, your actions, your decisions, your mindset. Things I can influence but not control, other people's opinions, external circumstances. Things I cannot control, the past, the future, the actions of others. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, place your thoughts in the correct bucket. If something is in the cannot control bucket, let it go. It is not your responsibility to carry it. Instead, shift your energy to the first bucket, the things you can control. A major reason people struggle to let go is emotional attachment. Your mind creates strong connections to past experiences, whether good or bad, and it resists change. If you have ever found yourself holding on to anger, resentment, or guilt, it is because your mind is refusing to release that emotional weight. However, keeping these emotions inside does not punish anyone except yourself. Letting go does not mean what happened was okay. It means you are choosing peace over pain. Another helpful strategy is the 5x5 rule. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't waste more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Most things that stress us out today will be irrelevant in the long run. By keeping this perspective, you train your mind to release unnecessary worries and focus on what truly matters. Breathing techniques can also help the process of letting go. When you feel mentally stuck, practice exhale-focused breathing. Take a deep breath in, then exhale slowly and fully, imagining that you are breathing out your stress, fears, and frustrations. With each exhale, mentally repeat, "I release this. It no longer serves me." This simple practice helps signal to your brain that you are ready to move on. Another key element of letting go is forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. Many people hold on to self-judgment, replaying past mistakes and wishing they had done things differently. But the truth is, you did the best you could with the knowledge and awareness you had at that moment. Be kind to yourself. Understand that every mistake is a lesson, and every setback is an opportunity for growth. The moment you forgive yourself, you break free from self-imposed limitations. Letting go also means detaching from external validation. Many people struggle to stay calm because they are constantly seeking approval from others. If someone criticizes them, they take it personally. If they are not praised, they feel unworthy. But when you build inner confidence, you stop needing external approval to feel at peace. Remind yourself, my worth is not determined by what others think. I do not need permission to be happy. Another practical method to train your mind to let go is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, worries, and frustrations allows you to release them from your mind. A simple exercise is to write a letter to whatever is bothering you, whether it's a person, a past event, or an emotion. Express everything you feel, then either tear up the paper or burn it safely. This physical act symbolizes your decision to let go. At the heart of letting go is trust, trusting that life will unfold as it should, that you are strong enough to handle any challenge, and that holding on to stress will not change anything except your inner peace. The more you practice releasing what does not serve you, the lighter and calmer you will feel. Letting go is not a one-time action, it is a daily practice. Some days it will be easy, and other days your mind will resist. But each time you choose to release negativity, each time you decide to focus on peace rather than stress, you take back control of your mind. And when you master the art of letting go, nothing will have the power to disturb your inner calm. Chapter 6. The Unshakable Mind. Building mental strength to stay calm under pressure. True calmness is not just about relaxation, it's about resilience. The ability to remain steady in the face of pressure, uncertainty, or adversity is a skill that separates those who thrive from those who crumble. Life is unpredictable. Challenges will arise, people will test your patience, and unexpected events will throw you off course. But if you train your mind to be unshakable, nothing can break you. Instead of reacting impulsively or drowning in stress, you will develop the power to navigate any situation with clarity and confidence. Building an unshakable mind starts with understanding how the brain processes stress. When faced with a difficult situation, your brain triggers the fight-or-flight response, flooding your body with stress hormones. This is useful in actual danger, but in everyday life, it often leads to overreactions, anxiety, and poor decision-making. The key to staying calm is learning how to override this automatic response and take back control of your thoughts. The first step is controlling your self-talk. Your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. If your inner dialogue is filled with panic, negativity, or self-doubt, your emotions will reflect that. Instead, you must train yourself to think in a way that reinforces strength and stability. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, am I making this situation bigger than it is? What is the worst that can happen, and can I handle it? What is one small action I can take right now to regain control? By shifting your focus from fear to problem solving, you instantly weaken stress's hold on you. Another key to developing an unshakable mind is mental exposure. People often avoid discomfort, but true strength comes from facing challenges head-on and training your mind to remain calm in difficult situations. One powerful technique is called controlled adversity training. This involves intentionally placing yourself in mildly uncomfortable situations to build resilience. Examples include taking cold showers to train your body and mind to stay calm under discomfort, practicing deep breathing during stressful situations instead of reacting, exposing yourself to small social fears, like speaking up in a meeting or starting a conversation with a stranger. Over time, these small challenges rewire your brain to handle stress with ease, making you naturally more composed in real-life situations. Another critical aspect of mental strength is detachment from emotional triggers. Often, people allow external factors, other people's opinions, minor inconveniences, or temporary failures, to dictate their mood. The key to being unshakable is developing emotional distance between external events and your internal state. A simple yet effective practice is the 10-year rule. Whenever something upsets you, ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? Most of the time, the answer is no. This shifts your perspective and helps you realize that most things are not worth sacrificing your peace over. Physical posture also plays a role in mental strength. Studies show that your body influences your mind. When you feel anxious, your body tends to shrink, your shoulders hunch, your breathing becomes shallow, and your muscles tense up. In contrast, when you adopt a strong, open posture, you send signals to your brain that you are in control. The next time you feel pressure, straighten your posture, take a deep breath, and exhale slowly. These small actions immediately signal confidence and reduce stress. Another crucial factor in maintaining inner stability is emotional regulation. Many people allow their emotions to control them rather than learning how to manage them. A powerful method for this is name it to tame it. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, label your emotion out loud. I am feeling frustrated right now, or this situation is making me anxious. Research shows that naming emotions reduces their intensity, helping you regain control. Instead of saying, I am stressed, say, I am experiencing stress, but I can handle it. This subtle change in language creates mental distance from the emotion, making it easier to stay calm. Mental strength also requires discipline. Just like physical strength is built through consistent exercise, mental strength is built through daily habits. Some of the most powerful habits for an unshakable mind include meditation, training your brain to observe thoughts without reacting; journaling, writing down thoughts to process emotions instead of letting them control you; stoic reflection, practicing gratitude and reminding yourself that challenges are opportunities for growth. True mental strength is developed by choosing calm over chaos, again and again. The world is full of distractions, negativity, and external pressures that can easily pull you into stress. But every time you choose to respond with patience instead of frustration, every time you focus on solutions instead of problems, and every time you remind yourself that you control your mind, not the other way around, you strengthen your ability to remain unshakable. Staying calm under pressure becomes second nature. No matter what happens, you will know that you have the power to handle it with grace, clarity, and unwavering composure. Chapter 7. Mastering the Flow State. Entering a mental zone of unshakable calm. There is a state of mind where distractions disappear, stress fades into the background, and you become completely immersed in the present moment. This is called the flow state, a mental zone where focus, clarity, and calm work in perfect harmony. Athletes describe it as being in the zone. Artists call it a moment of pure inspiration. And great thinkers see it as a state of effortless problem-solving. The ability to enter this state is not a rare talent. It is a skill that can be developed, and once mastered, it allows you to navigate life with a deep sense of inner peace and heightened awareness. Flow is the opposite of overthinking. When the mind is constantly racing between past regrets and future worries, it creates unnecessary stress and mental clutter. But in a flow state, your mind is fully engaged in the present, free from distractions, doubts, or emotional turbulence. Time slows down, every action feels natural, and challenges are met with clarity rather than frustration. Training yourself to access this state on command is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate unshakable calm in daily life. The first step to mastering flow is reducing mental noise. The modern world bombards the brain with endless distractions, notifications, background noise, and constant multitasking, all of which pull attention in different directions. A scattered mind cannot achieve flow. To counter this, start practicing deep focus. This means setting aside specific time for uninterrupted work, turning off unnecessary distractions, and giving full attention to a single task. The more you train your mind to concentrate on one thing at a time, the easier it becomes to enter the flow state effortlessly. Another key aspect of flow is aligning your mind and body. When the body is tense, the mind follows. One effective method to prepare for flow is deliberate relaxation. This doesn't mean passively lying down, but rather engaging in controlled breathing exercises, gentle movement, or even visualization techniques that signal to the brain that it's time to enter a calm, focused state. Many peak performers, from elite athletes to master musicians, use a ritual before they enter their zone. Deep breathing, stretching, or even listening to a specific type of music to condition their brain to shift into flow. One of the most overlooked aspects of entering a flow state is removing internal resistance. Often, people struggle to focus because they are battling mental friction, thoughts of doubt, hesitation, or procrastination that block full engagement in the present moment. To overcome this, shift your mindset from seeing tasks as chores to seeing them as challenges. Flow is most easily achieved when the brain is slightly stretched but not overwhelmed. If a task is too easy, it leads to boredom. If it's too difficult, it creates stress. The key is to find a balance where the task is engaging enough to require full attention, but not so difficult that it feels impossible. Consistency is also crucial for mastering flow. It is not something that happens randomly. It is a trained mental habit. The more often you enter this state, the easier it becomes. One way to build this habit is by creating triggers for flow. These are small routines that tell the brain it's time to focus deeply, such as setting up a clean, quiet environment before starting a task, using a specific breathing technique or body posture to signal deep concentration, engaging in a short warm-up activity like writing down an intention before beginning work. Once the brain associates these triggers with deep focus, entering flow becomes automatic. Flow is not limited to work or creative tasks. It can be applied to any aspect of life. Conversations become more meaningful when you are fully present. Workouts become more effective when you are immersed in the movement. And even daily routines like cooking or cleaning can become meditative when performed with total attention. Living in a state of flow means moving through life with a sense of purpose, awareness, and ease. Stress loses its grip because your mind is no longer jumping from worry to worry. Instead, it is absorbed in the richness of the present moment. The most powerful aspect of mastering the flow state is that it transforms how you handle challenges. Instead of reacting to difficulties with frustration or anxiety, you begin to approach them with curiosity and calm. Your mind naturally shifts into problem-solving mode rather than emotional overreaction. Obstacles become part of the process rather than barriers to success. When you live in a state of flow, you become more adaptable, more focused, and more at peace with whatever life brings. By training your mind to access this state regularly, you cultivate a deep, unshakable calm that allows you to remain centered no matter what is happening around you. Flow is not just a tool for productivity. It is a way of living, one where you move through life with clarity, grace, and unwavering composure. Chapter 8. The Zen of Letting Go, Freeing Your Mind from Unnecessary Stress. One of the greatest sources of inner turmoil is the tendency to hold on too tightly, to expectations, to past mistakes, to worries about the future. The mind often clings to things that are beyond its control, creating unnecessary stress and emotional exhaustion. But true calm is not about controlling every aspect of life. It is about letting go of what no longer serves you. The ability to release unnecessary mental weight is what allows you to move through life with lightness, clarity, and peace. Letting go does not mean giving up or being indifferent. It means accepting reality as it is without resistance. Many people spend their energy fighting circumstances they cannot change, replaying past regrets, or obsessing over outcomes that are uncertain. This mental struggle creates tension and anxiety, trapping the mind in a cycle of frustration. But the moment you let go of the need to control everything, you free yourself from this cycle. The first step in mastering the art of letting go is developing awareness of what you're holding on to. Often, stress is not caused by external events, but by the internal narratives we attach to them. For example, if someone criticizes you, the stress doesn't come from their words. It comes from your mind dwelling on those words, replaying them over and over, attaching meaning to them. The mind turns a single moment into days of stress. But when you observe this mental habit and consciously choose not to engage in it, you take back control. One powerful way to practice letting go is through mental decluttering. Just as a cluttered home feels overwhelming, a cluttered mind creates mental noise that disrupts inner peace. Take a moment to reflect. What thoughts keep repeating in your head? What unnecessary worries take up space in your mind? Now imagine mentally packing them up and setting them down. Visualize releasing them, just as you would let go of a heavy object. Each time an intrusive thought arises, remind yourself, "This does not serve me. I release it." Over time, this practice rewires the brain to let go of stress more easily. Another key aspect of letting go is learning to detach from outcomes. Many people experience anxiety because they become too attached to how things should unfold. They fear failure, rejection, or uncertainty, and this fear keeps them trapped in a state of tension. But when you accept that life is unpredictable and that not everything will go as planned, you release the pressure to control every outcome. Instead of stressing over results, focus on your effort, your mindset, and your response. These are the only things truly within your control. Letting go also applies to relationships and interactions with others. People often carry emotional burdens from past conflicts, misunderstandings, or disappointments. Holding on to resentment or seeking closure that may never come only keeps you emotionally stuck. One of the most powerful ways to free your mind is to forgive, not just others, but yourself. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. It is about releasing the hold that past pain has over you. It is an act of self-liberation. When you stop carrying resentment, you make space for peace and clarity. Mindfulness is one of the greatest tools for practicing detachment. The more present you become in each moment, the less power the past and future have over you. Pay attention to what is happening right now, the feeling of your breath, the sounds around you, the sensations in your body. When your mind drifts into worry or over-analysis, gently bring it back to the present. This simple act of awareness weakens the grip of unnecessary stress. Letting go is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. But the more you release what does not serve you, the more space you create for peace, focus, and resilience. Life becomes lighter, challenges feel less overwhelming, and you gain the mental clarity to move forward without unnecessary burdens. Calm is not something you chase, it is something you allow. And the key to allowing it is learning how to let go. Chapter 9. The Strength of Stillness. Cultivating Unbreakable Mental Resilience. In a world that never stops moving, where distractions are endless and stress is constant, the ability to cultivate inner stillness is a rare and powerful strength. True resilience is not about avoiding challenges, but about developing a mind that remains steady and unshaken, no matter what happens. It is the ability to face difficulties with clarity rather than panic, to endure pressure without breaking, and to remain calm in the middle of chaos. This is the power of stillness, a state of mental strength where external turbulence no longer controls your inner world. Stillness is often misunderstood. Many people believe it means doing nothing, but in reality, stillness is an active state of presence, awareness, and control over your reactions. It is the foundation of true mental resilience, allowing you to respond rather than react, to observe rather than be overwhelmed. It is the skill that separates those who crumble under stress from those who rise above it with confidence and composure. The first step in developing the strength of stillness is learning to slow down your mind. When faced with stress, most people react impulsively, rushing to fix problems, overanalyzing situations, or drowning in worry. But stillness requires a different approach, pausing before responding. Instead of immediately reacting to challenges, take a moment to step back, breathe deeply, observe the situation without judgment. This pause creates space between stimulus and response, allowing you to think clearly and act with wisdom rather than emotion. A powerful technique to strengthen mental stillness is practicing micro moments of silence throughout the day. Set aside a few minutes to simply sit in stillness, without distractions, without checking your phone, without engaging in any task. Just breathe. Let thoughts come and go without attachment. The more you train yourself to be comfortable with silence, the more control you gain over your mind. In moments of stress, this ability to return to stillness prevents emotional overwhelm and keeps you grounded. Another key element of stillness is detaching from the noise of the world. The mind is constantly bombarded with information, news, social media, endless opinions and expectations. This overload creates mental clutter, making it difficult to stay calm and focused. To cultivate unbreakable resilience, limit your exposure to unnecessary distractions. Be intentional about what you consume, who you listen to, and how much mental energy you give to things outside your control. Protect your mind as you would protect your most valuable possession. Stillness also involves embracing discomfort rather than avoiding it. Many people seek distractions to escape uncomfortable emotions, turning to entertainment, social media, or even unhealthy habits to numb their feelings. But true mental strength comes from facing discomfort head-on. Instead of running from stress, sit with it. Observe it without fear. Remind yourself that emotions are temporary and that discomfort is not something to escape, but something to move through. The more you practice this, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. A crucial part of cultivating stillness is developing deep self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind daily. Are they empowering, or are they filled with worry and negativity? The way you talk to yourself determines how you experience life. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral into overthinking, train yourself to redirect your focus. When faced with difficulty, replace thoughts like, "This is too much," with, "I can handle this with calm and clarity." Small shifts in mindset lead to profound changes in resilience. The strength of stillness is not just about managing stress. It is about creating a life where you are in control of your mind rather than being controlled by it. It allows you to remain calm under pressure, make decisions with clarity, and navigate challenges with confidence. While the world around you may be chaotic, your inner world remains steady, centered, and unshakable. By practicing stillness daily, you develop a mind that is not easily disturbed by circumstances, a heart that is not weighed down by unnecessary worry, and a presence that radiates strength and calmness. In the end, the true measure of resilience is not how much you can endure, but how calmly and wisely you can navigate life's storms. Chapter 10. The Unshakable Mind, Rising Above Stress and Fear with Absolute Confidence. A truly unshakable mind is one that does not crumble under pressure, does not break under stress, and does not allow fear to dictate its path. It is a mind that remains clear, steady, and confident, no matter the circumstances. Life is unpredictable. Challenges arise, obstacles appear, and uncertainty is always present. But those who train their minds to stay calm in any situation are the ones who navigate life with strength, grace, and power. Stress and fear are natural responses to difficulty, but they do not have to control you. Most people allow their minds to be hijacked by external circumstances, reacting impulsively to problems, drowning in anxious thoughts, and losing themselves in worry about things that have not even happened yet. But when you train yourself to be unshakable, you develop the ability to face difficulties with absolute confidence, not because life is easy, but because you trust in your own ability to handle whatever comes your way. The foundation of an unshakable mind is mental discipline. Just as a strong body requires training, a strong mind must be conditioned to withstand stress. One of the most effective ways to build this discipline is through controlled exposure to discomfort. This means intentionally putting yourself in challenging situations, not to suffer, but to train your mind to remain calm under pressure. Whether it's cold exposure, intense physical activity, or controlled breathing exercises, regularly placing yourself in moments of discomfort strengthens your ability to stay calm when life throws real challenges at you. Another crucial aspect of becoming unshakable is reprogramming the way you interpret stress. Stress itself is not the problem. Your perception of stress is what determines its effect on you. When you see stress as something negative, your mind becomes overwhelmed. But when you reframe stress as a challenge that makes you stronger, your entire response changes. Instead of seeing problems as threats, you begin to see them as tests of resilience. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, you use it as fuel to push forward. The way you talk to yourself in moments of difficulty determines how you experience them. A powerful way to develop an unshakable mind is through thought mastery. The mind constantly produces thoughts, some empowering, some destructive. If you are not aware of these thoughts, they can control you without you even realizing it. But when you train yourself to observe your thoughts without attaching to them, you gain control over your mental state. The next time fear or stress arises, instead of immediately reacting, pause. Notice the thought without judgment. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? If it is not serving you, let it go. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts, and you have the power to change them. Breath control is another essential tool for mastering your mind. The connection between breathing and mental state is undeniable. When you are stressed or afraid, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid, signaling danger to the brain. But when you slow down and deepen your breath, you send a powerful message to your nervous system that you are in control. A simple but effective practice is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This instantly calms the mind, lowers stress, and restores a sense of balance. The breath is always within your control, and by mastering it, you master your emotional state. To become unshakable, you must also develop emotional detachment from external chaos. This does not mean being cold or indifferent. It means no longer allowing external events to dictate your inner peace. The world is full of noise, negativity, drama, unexpected setbacks, but none of these things have power over you unless you give them power. When something goes wrong, remind yourself, this is happening, but it does not define me. I choose how I respond. This shift in perspective is what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who rise above it with calm and confidence. Another key element of an unshakable mind is deep self-trust. Many people allow doubt and fear to control them because they do not fully trust themselves. But confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build. The more you keep your word to yourself, the stronger your self-trust becomes. If you say you will do something, follow through. If you set a goal, stay committed. Every time you push through fear, every time you take action despite discomfort, you strengthen the belief that you can handle anything. Mastering the present moment is what allows you to remain unshakable at all times. Fear and stress only exist in the past or the future, never in the present. If you constantly replay past mistakes, you remain stuck in regret. If you obsess over the future, you create unnecessary anxiety. But when you fully engage with the present, none of these things can affect you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, bring yourself back to the now. Focus on your breath, your surroundings, the sensations in your body. The present moment is always manageable, and when you train yourself to stay in it, fear loses its grip on you. An unshakable mind is not something you are born with. It is something you build through consistent mental training, discipline, and awareness. The world may be unpredictable, but your inner world does not have to be. No matter what life throws at you, you can remain calm, strong, and in control. When you master your mind, you master your reality. Nothing outside of you has the power to break you unless you allow it. And once you truly realize this, you become unstoppable. Chapter 11. The Mind of Steel. Cultivating mental toughness to overcome any challenge. True strength is not about physical power, it is about mental resilience. A mind of steel does not crumble under pressure, does not allow emotions to dictate actions, and does not retreat when faced with adversity. Mental toughness is the foundation of an unshakable, successful life. It is what separates those who break under stress from those who rise stronger with each challenge. To cultivate mental toughness, you must first develop emotional control. Many people believe they are strong, but at the first sign of difficulty, they react impulsively, losing their temper, panicking, or allowing fear to dictate their choices. But true strength is not about reacting, it is about responding with clarity and purpose. When you encounter stress, instead of immediately reacting, train yourself to pause. Give yourself a moment to step back from the situation and assess it with a clear mind. The ability to control your response in difficult moments is what defines real mental strength. One of the biggest obstacles to mental toughness is comfort. Modern life has made people soft, constantly seeking ease, avoiding discomfort, and expecting life to be free of hardship. But growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. If you avoid challenges, you never develop the strength to overcome them. The key to building a mind of steel is voluntary exposure to difficulty. This means intentionally putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, not to suffer, but to train yourself to remain calm, composed, and resilient under pressure. Cold exposure, intense physical training, fasting, and mental endurance exercises are all ways to strengthen your ability to stay calm under stress. When you regularly challenge yourself, you condition your mind to handle difficulties with ease. You stop fearing discomfort because you have trained yourself to withstand it. The strongest minds belong to those who have repeatedly faced hardship and chosen to endure rather than escape. Another crucial element of mental toughness is reframing failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. But those with a mind of steel understand that failure is not an endpoint. It is a lesson, a stepping stone, and a test of resilience. Instead of seeing failure as a sign to quit, use it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I come back stronger? Every challenge you overcome adds another layer to your mental armor. The more you embrace failure as a part of growth, the stronger and more unshakable you become. Building a disciplined mind is another essential part of cultivating mental toughness. Weak minds give in to temptations, procrastination, and distractions. But a mind of steel is trained to stay focused and committed regardless of how it feels. The key to discipline is learning to act despite emotions. There will be days when you don't feel like working, training, or pushing yourself. But true mental strength is doing what needs to be done, even when motivation is absent. The moment you master discipline, you free yourself from the limitations of fleeting emotions. Another powerful method for developing a resilient mind is desensitization to stress. Most people allow small inconveniences to disrupt their peace. Traffic, negative comments, minor failures. But a mind of steel does not break over small matters. You must train yourself to stop reacting emotionally to things that do not deserve your energy. The next time something frustrating happens, instead of getting angry or stressed, remind yourself, This is insignificant in the grand scheme of my life. The more you train yourself to stay calm in minor situations, the more prepared you will be for bigger challenges. One of the most powerful traits of a strong mind is the ability to endure pain without losing focus. Pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental, is inevitable. But those who master their minds understand that pain is only temporary while growth is permanent. When faced with hardship, instead of resisting the pain, accept it, breathe through it, and keep moving forward. The more you embrace difficulty as part of the journey, the stronger and more unstoppable you become. A mind of steel is built on unbreakable self-belief. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack belief in themselves. If you do not trust your own strength, you will crumble under pressure. But when you truly believe in your resilience, your ability to handle anything, and your power to push through any obstacle, you become unstoppable. The way you talk to yourself matters. Eliminate weak language from your mind. Stop saying, "I can't," "This is too hard," or "I'm not good enough." Replace these thoughts with certainty and conviction. Tell yourself, "I will handle this. I am strong. Nothing can break me." When you train your mind to expect success, your actions will follow. Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is something you develop through consistent challenge, discipline, and self-mastery. The world will test you. Life will throw obstacles your way. But those who have built a mind of steel do not crumble. They rise. And when you become truly unshakable, nothing in life will ever have the power to break you. Chapter 12. The Warrior's Mindset. Turning Adversity into Strength. Life is not a smooth path. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected hardships. The difference between those who thrive and those who collapse under pressure is their mindset. A warrior's mindset is not about aggression or conflict. It is about resilience, determination, and the ability to transform adversity into strength. It is the mindset of those who refuse to let difficulties break them. Instead, they use challenges as fuel to grow stronger. To develop a warrior's mindset, you must first accept that suffering is inevitable. Most people waste their energy trying to avoid hardship, hoping life will always be easy. But warriors understand a simple truth. Pain is a part of life. Instead of resisting it, they embrace it. They see challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow. When faced with adversity, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "How can this make me stronger?" This shift in perspective is the foundation of mental resilience. Another key element of a warrior's mindset is radical responsibility. Weak minds blame their circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their struggles. But warriors take full ownership of their lives. They do not waste time complaining or waiting for things to change. They focus on what they can control and take action. Even in the worst situations, they ask themselves, "What can I do right now to improve my situation?" This mindset prevents them from falling into helplessness and ensures they always move forward. One of the biggest weapons of a warrior's mind is emotional control. Life will test you with stress, frustration, and moments of deep emotional pain. But warriors do not allow their emotions to control them. They feel anger, sadness, and fear like everyone else, but they do not let these emotions dictate their actions. Instead, they acknowledge their emotions, take a deep breath, and act based on logic and purpose. The ability to stay calm under pressure is what makes them unstoppable. A warrior's mindset also requires mental endurance. True strength is not built in moments of comfort. It is built in the fire of adversity. To develop this endurance, you must train yourself to push through discomfort. Whether it's waking up early, working hard when you're tired, or continuing when you feel like quitting, mental endurance is built through repeated acts of discipline. Every time you choose to keep going despite difficulty, you strengthen your mind. Over time, challenges that once felt overwhelming become easy. Another essential part of a warrior's mindset is self-discipline. Most people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is unreliable. It fades when things get tough. Warriors, however, are driven by discipline. They do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. They understand that real progress comes from consistency, not fleeting bursts of motivation. If you want to develop an unstoppable mindset, you must train yourself to act regardless of how you feel. Warriors also understand the power of focus. In a world filled with distractions, most people allow their energy to be scattered. They chase too many things at once, waste time on unimportant matters, and lose sight of their goals. But warriors train their minds to focus on what truly matters. They eliminate distractions, set clear priorities, and direct their energy toward meaningful action. This laser-like focus allows them to achieve what others consider impossible. Another key trait of a warrior's mindset is the ability to embrace failure. Many people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. But warriors understand that failure is a necessary part of growth. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone toward mastery. Instead of avoiding failure, they embrace it. They study their mistakes, learn from them, and come back stronger. This fearless approach to failure is what allows them to reach the highest levels of success. Warriors also cultivate mental clarity. They do not allow fear, doubt, or negative thoughts to cloud their judgment. They train themselves to think clearly, make decisive choices, and trust in their ability to handle any situation. This clarity of mind allows them to remain calm, confident, and effective, even in high-pressure situations. A warrior's mindset is built on an unshakable belief in oneself. Many people doubt their abilities and question whether they are strong enough to face life's challenges. But warriors train themselves to believe in their strength, even when others doubt them. They develop an inner dialogue of power, repeating affirmations like, "I am strong, I am capable, nothing can break me." This unbreakable self-belief gives them the courage to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles they face. The warrior's mindset is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It is a mindset forged through hardship, discipline, and relentless determination. When you embrace adversity, take full responsibility for your life, and refuse to be controlled by fear or doubt, you become truly unstoppable. No challenge will be too great, no setback too devastating. With a warrior's mindset, you will not only survive life's battles, you will conquer them. Chapter 13. The Art of Mental Toughness. Strengthening your mind to withstand any storm. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully you plan or how much you try to control your circumstances, there will be moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. The difference between those who crumble under pressure and those who rise stronger is mental toughness. It is not about avoiding pain or difficulties, but developing the resilience to face them head-on without breaking. Mental toughness is what separates the strongest minds from the rest. It is the ability to stay focused, composed, and driven no matter how hard life gets. The foundation of mental toughness is emotional regulation. Most people let their emotions control them, reacting impulsively to challenges, stress, or criticism. But mentally tough individuals train themselves to respond, not react. When they face difficulties, they take a step back, analyze the situation with a clear mind, and choose their actions wisely. They do not allow anger, frustration, or fear to dictate their decisions. Instead, they train themselves to stay calm, knowing that a clear mind is always more powerful than an emotional one. Another key element of mental toughness is embracing discomfort. Many people shy away from pain, struggle, or failure. They seek comfort, avoiding anything that feels difficult. But true strength is developed in moments of discomfort. The more you expose yourself to challenging situations, the stronger you become. Just like a muscle grows when it is pushed beyond its limits, the mind becomes tougher when it is tested. Whether it's waking up early, enduring criticism, or pushing through exhaustion, every time you choose to face discomfort instead of running from it, you strengthen your mental toughness. A mentally tough person also develops unshakable self-discipline. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Most people rely on motivation to take action, but the moment they don't feel inspired, they give up. Mental toughness is built on doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, sticking to your commitments, and pushing forward no matter how tired, unmotivated, or discouraged you feel. This consistency is what leads to real progress. One of the biggest enemies of mental toughness is negative self-talk. Most people sabotage themselves with thoughts like, "I'm not strong enough," "This is too hard," "I'll never succeed." These thoughts drain energy and create unnecessary mental barriers. Mentally tough people do the opposite. They reprogram their minds with positive, empowering self-talk. They replace doubt with certainty, weakness with strength, and fear with confidence. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," they say, "I will find a way." Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," they remind themselves, "I've survived worse, and I will overcome this too." The mind believes what it is told repeatedly, so feed it strength, not weakness. Another critical aspect of mental toughness is persistence. Life will test you. You will experience failure, rejection, and setbacks. Most people give up when they face obstacles, believing they are not meant to succeed. But mentally tough individuals refuse to quit. They see every failure as a lesson, every setback as an opportunity to grow. They understand that success is not about never falling, it's about getting back up every time you do. The more you train yourself to keep going despite challenges, the stronger and more resilient you become. Mentally tough people also control their focus. They do not waste energy on things they cannot change. They do not dwell on the past, complain about circumstances, or allow distractions to consume them. Instead, they direct their focus towards solutions, progress, and personal growth. When faced with a difficult situation, they ask themselves, "What can I do right now to improve this?" They take action instead of getting stuck in worry or self-pity. This ability to stay focused on what truly matters is a defining trait of those with unbreakable mental strength. Another powerful tool in developing mental toughness is adaptability. The strongest people are not those who resist change, but those who learn to flow with it. Life will not always go according to plan. Unexpected challenges will arise, and circumstances will shift. Those who are mentally weak panic and resist, while those who are mentally strong adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. They do not waste time wishing things were different. They accept reality and find a way to succeed despite it. This flexibility allows them to remain calm and confident in any situation. Mental toughness also comes from a strong sense of purpose. When you have a deep reason for what you do, you develop a level of strength that cannot be shaken. Many people give up because they do not have a strong enough reason to keep going, but mentally tough individuals have a clear purpose that fuels them. Whether it's providing for their family, achieving a lifelong goal, or proving to themselves that they are stronger than their doubts, this purpose gives them the strength to push through difficulties. If you want to build an unshakable mind, find your purpose, something bigger than yourself that will keep you moving forward even when times get tough. Mental toughness is built through small daily choices. It is not developed overnight. It is a habit, a way of thinking and acting that is cultivated over time. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, resilience over defeat, and courage over fear, you strengthen your mind. It is not about being perfect. It is about choosing strength again and again until it becomes who you are. When you train yourself to be mentally tough, life's challenges no longer have the power to break you. Instead of fearing difficulty, you welcome it, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. You no longer wait for motivation. You rely on discipline. You no longer let emotions control you. You master them. You no longer give up when things get hard. You push forward. This is what it means to be truly mentally tough. Chapter 14. The Power of Self-Belief. Unleashing your true potential. Self-belief is the cornerstone of all personal growth and success. Without it, no amount of skill, effort, or knowledge can propel you forward. Self-belief is what enables you to take risks, overcome challenges, and keep moving even when the odds are stacked against you. It is the quiet but powerful force that propels you toward greatness, pushing you to step into your potential and live a life beyond your limitations. At the heart of self-belief is the understanding that you are capable of far more than you think. Often, we are our own worst critics, doubting our abilities, second-guessing ourselves, and allowing fear and insecurity to hold us back. The world teaches us to focus on our weaknesses, flaws, and limitations, but self-belief encourages you to look at what's right, what's possible, and what you are capable of achieving. Instead of focusing on what you lack, it reminds you to focus on what you have. Your strengths, your talents, your resilience, and your capacity to learn and grow. Developing self-belief begins with the simple but profound act of trusting yourself. This is easier said than done because it requires you to silence the negative voices that tell you you're not good enough or that you can't achieve your goals. Many people spend their lives listening to others' opinions of them, whether it's well-meaning advice or harsh criticism. But those who develop self-belief learn to trust their own intuition and judgment. They understand that they are the ultimate authority in their lives. You know yourself better than anyone else, and only you can decide what you are capable of achieving. A key part of building self-belief is silencing self-doubt. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience. It's what keeps us cautious and prevents us from making reckless decisions. But when doubt turns into self-sabotage, it becomes a barrier to progress. To truly believe in yourself, you must learn to recognize doubt when it arises and challenge it. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that I can't succeed? Often, you'll find that your doubts are based on fear of the unknown or negative past experiences, not on your actual abilities. Once you recognize this, you can consciously replace your doubts with empowering beliefs. Another powerful practice for cultivating self-belief is celebrating small wins. It's easy to become discouraged when you're focused only on the big picture. You might feel like you're not making progress because the ultimate goal seems so far away. But self-belief grows when you take the time to acknowledge and celebrate even the smallest achievements. Every step you take forward is a step toward your greater vision. Whether it's completing a difficult task, sticking to a new habit, or facing a fear, these small victories build confidence and serve as proof that you are capable. The more you celebrate your progress, the more you reinforce your belief in yourself. A major obstacle to self-belief is fear of failure. Many people are paralyzed by the thought of failing, so they never even try. They believe that failure is something to be avoided at all costs, but this mindset only limits growth. In reality, failure is a necessary part of success. It is through failure that we learn, grow, and discover our true potential. Mentally strong people don't fear failure. they embrace it as an opportunity to improve. Every time you fail, you gain new insights that help you move closer to your goals. The more you view failure as feedback instead of defeat, the more your self-belief grows. In addition to overcoming fear, consistency is another powerful driver of self-belief. When you show up every day, no matter how you feel, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is the small, daily actions that compound over time, gradually transforming your life and building your belief in your abilities. When you commit to something, whether it's learning a new skill, working toward a goal, or improving yourself, you demonstrate to yourself that you are someone who does what they say they will do. This commitment strengthens your self-belief in ways that no amount of positive thinking alone ever could. Another important element of self-belief is positive self-talk. We all have an internal dialogue that shapes how we perceive ourselves. If that internal dialogue is filled with negativity, self-criticism, and doubt, it will be difficult to cultivate any belief in your abilities. But when you replace those negative thoughts with empowering affirmations and self-encouragement, you train your mind to believe in your potential. Start by making small, intentional shifts in how you speak to yourself. Replace thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," with "I am capable of achieving great things." Replace, "I can't do this," with "I will find a way." The more you practice positive self-talk, the more your mind will internalize the belief that you are worthy of success. Surrounding yourself with supportive people also plays a crucial role in building self-belief. While self-belief ultimately comes from within, it can be hard to nurture it if you're surrounded by negativity, criticism, or toxic relationships. Seek out people who uplift you, encourage your growth, and believe in your potential. The energy of those around you can either fuel or drain your confidence. Choose to be in the presence of those who inspire you to be the best version of yourself, and you will find that your belief in yourself will grow naturally. Finally, remember that self-belief is a practice. It is something that needs to be cultivated consistently. There will be days when you feel insecure or unsure of yourself, and that's okay. The key is to not let those moments define you. Instead, view them as opportunities to reaffirm your belief in yourself. Remind yourself of your past successes, your strengths, and the challenges you've already overcome. Your ability to keep going, even when you doubt yourself, is what will ultimately transform your life. Self-belief is the driving force behind every successful person, every great achievement, and every breakthrough in life. It is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey of trusting yourself, challenging your doubts, and embracing the power within you. When you learn to believe in yourself, unwaveringly and unconditionally, you unlock the infinite potential that lies within you. No dream is too big, no obstacle too great. With self-belief, you are unstoppable. Chapter 15. The Power of Persistence. How to keep going when it feels like giving up. Persistence is one of the most underestimated yet powerful forces behind success. Life is filled with challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, and at times, the road to your goals may seem long and discouraging. Many people start strong, full of energy and enthusiasm, only to fall short when things get tough. But persistent individuals possess something that sets them apart, the ability to keep moving forward despite adversity. Persistence is more than just continuing to work when things get difficult. It's about maintaining a relentless commitment to your goals, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. It is the belief that every setback is simply a lesson, and that success is achieved through consistent effort, not overnight miracles. Success doesn't happen because of a single act of brilliance, but as the result of small, consistent actions performed day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. One of the keys to understanding persistence is realizing that failure is part of the process. Often, people give up just moments before they would have succeeded because they view failure as a finality, but persistence sees failure as a necessary and valuable part of the journey. Every failure teaches you something new about your approach, your strategy, and yourself. When you face failure with persistence, you don't let it discourage you. Instead, you let it fuel your next effort, armed with the lessons you've learned. Failure is not a reason to stop. It is a stepping stone on the way to success. Developing persistence also means cultivating a deep sense of purpose. When you know why you're doing something, when you're driven by a purpose that resonates with your core values and passions, it becomes easier to stay persistent. Purpose provides the motivation to keep going, especially on the days when motivation is lacking. Without a clear purpose, persistence becomes much harder to maintain, but when your why is strong, even the most difficult tasks seem worth the effort. Your purpose acts as the fuel for your persistence, keeping you grounded and focused, no matter the hurdles that arise. Another vital aspect of persistence is developing resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to not let disappointments define you or halt your progress. It is what allows you to maintain a positive attitude and outlook even when things aren't going your way. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling discouraged. It means refusing to stay there. The ability to get up after every fall, to try again after every setback, is what makes persistence powerful. By cultivating resilience, you build the mental fortitude required to push through challenging situations without giving in to self-doubt or despair. A common trait of those who succeed is their willingness to put in the hard work, even when no one is watching. Persistence is born from the small, seemingly insignificant actions that accumulate over time. It's easy to be persistent when the world is cheering you on, but true persistence shines brightest when you're working behind the scenes, with no immediate reward in sight. It's about continuing to show up for yourself, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Success isn't always about grand gestures. It's about the grind, the discipline, and the commitment to keep moving forward every day, even when it feels like no progress is being made. People who persist also tend to be great at overcoming obstacles with creativity and flexibility. Persistence doesn't mean stubbornly sticking to a plan that isn't working. It means finding new ways to reach your goal when your current approach isn't yielding results. If one path is blocked, persistence has the wisdom to say, there's always another way. It's about adapting and pivoting when necessary, without losing sight of the end goal. Flexibility is key because life rarely goes according to plan. When you stay persistent, you are willing to adjust your methods without giving up your vision. Another important factor in persistence is the ability to celebrate progress, no matter how small. Often we become so fixated on the end goal that we forget to acknowledge the steps we've already taken. Each small win, each minor progress point is a testament to your persistence and should be celebrated. These celebrations remind you that you are making progress, even when the big picture is still far off. Recognizing your small victories helps maintain motivation and boosts morale during times when progress feels slow. One of the greatest gifts of persistence is that it strengthens your confidence. The more you persist, the more you prove to yourself that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. Every time you don't give up, every time you keep going despite the odds, you gain more confidence in your abilities. Confidence comes not from being perfect, but from knowing you can handle challenges, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward no matter what. However, persistence is not about sheer willpower alone. It's also about having the right strategies and being willing to learn along the way. Being persistent does not mean blindly plowing through obstacles without thought. It means staying open to learning and growth. It means developing a mindset that seeks solutions rather than focusing on problems. When you persist with an open mind and a willingness to adjust and learn from each experience, your chances of success increase exponentially. Above all, the secret to persistent success is understanding that life is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about achieving everything in a short period. It's about building momentum and continuing to push forward step by step. The most successful people didn't reach their goals in one giant leap. They got there by consistently working, learning, adapting, and growing over time. Persistence is a choice, and it is the deciding factor in whether or not you will achieve your dreams. Every person faces obstacles, setbacks, and discouraging moments, but the ones who achieve their goals are those who refuse to quit. Persistence is the fuel that propels you from where you are now to where you want to be. It turns dreams into reality, and when you embrace it, you'll find that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Chapter 16. The Strength of Patience. How to cultivate calm in the face of delays. Patience is often overlooked in today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification has become the norm. We want what we want, and we want it now. Whether it's career success, personal growth, or material possessions, society pushes us to believe that everything should happen quickly. Yet, the true strength lies in patience, the ability to wait calmly and persistently for results without losing faith or giving in to frustration. Patience isn't about just waiting, it's about how we carry ourselves during the wait. It's about remaining grounded, calm, and steady, even when the world seems to be moving faster than we can keep up with. In our modern age, we often forget that good things take time. Whether we are trying to grow a business, nurture a relationship, or achieve personal goals, the process usually takes far longer than we expect. The path to success is rarely linear, and it often involves a lot of waiting, detours, and delays. But patience teaches us that the journey is just as important as the destination. Patience allows us to accept that there will be bumps along the way, and instead of seeing delays as setbacks, we learn to see them as natural parts of the process. It is during these times that we build the resilience and strength we need to continue pursuing our goals. One of the key aspects of patience is the ability to remain calm during uncertainty. In the face of delays or setbacks, it's easy to feel anxious, frustrated, or worried that things will never work out. We want answers, we want solutions, and we want them quickly. However, cultivating patience allows us to trust the process and accept that not everything can be controlled. The ability to remain calm in times of uncertainty doesn't mean being passive. It means being proactive in managing your emotions and choosing not to let frustration, anxiety, or impatience control your actions. Patience in the face of uncertainty is the ability to stay centered, knowing that everything unfolds in its own time. Patience also teaches us to embrace the present moment. Many times, impatience arises because we are fixated on the future, constantly worrying about what's ahead or wishing for things to move faster. But patience reminds us that life is happening right now. It asks us to focus on the present, on the small steps we are taking today, and on the lessons we are learning along the way. When you practice patience, you begin to appreciate the process rather than just the end result. This mindset shift is crucial for finding peace in your journey. When you learn to enjoy the process, you're no longer rushing to reach the destination. You're able to slow down and savor the experience of becoming who you need to be to achieve your goals. Another important part of cultivating patience is setting realistic expectations. When we expect things to happen on our timeline, we are setting ourselves up for frustration. Things don't always go according to plan, and when they don't, we can easily feel disappointed. However, when we set realistic expectations, we understand that there will be ups and downs, and we allow room for flexibility and growth. Having realistic expectations helps you stay grounded and prevents unnecessary stress when things take longer than anticipated. It's about understanding that success isn't a race. It's a process that requires persistence, focus, and time. One of the most powerful benefits of patience is that it fosters a deep sense of trust in yourself and the universe. When you trust the process, you're able to let go of control and believe that everything is happening for a reason. This doesn't mean that you stop taking action or striving for your goals. It means that you trust that the right opportunities will come at the right time. It means you trust that delays, challenges, and detours are all part of a larger plan, and that they are helping you grow into the person you need to be to handle what's ahead. Trusting in the journey gives you the peace of mind to stay steady, even when things aren't moving as fast as you would like. Patience is also crucial for managing the fear of missing out. We live in a world where everyone seems to be moving ahead, achieving success, and experiencing their version of happiness. Social media, advertisements, and the constant stream of success stories can make us feel like we're falling behind, which can lead to anxiety and impatience. But patience teaches us that success is not a race and that it's okay to take your time. Everyone's journey is unique, and there is no one-size-fits-all timeline. When you practice patience, you begin to understand that the right opportunities will come to you when you are ready for them, and that there is no need to rush or compare your progress to others. Your time will come when it's meant to. The practice of patience also enhances our emotional intelligence. When we are patient, we learn to recognize and control our emotions instead of being controlled by them. We learn how to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, especially in situations where things are not going as planned. By allowing yourself the space to process emotions rather than acting on them immediately, you create a sense of emotional stability that helps you stay focused and clear-headed during difficult times. Patience is essential for nurturing long-term success. Instant gratification might give us temporary satisfaction, but it is the ability to wait, to work consistently, and to stay focused on our goals that leads to lasting achievement. When we develop patience, we develop the mental strength to stay committed to our long-term vision, even when progress is slow. Success is not an overnight phenomenon. It's the result of sustained effort over time. Patience is what enables us to endure the ups and downs of the journey and keeps us moving forward step by step. In moments of delay or frustration, remember that patience is not about doing nothing. It's about taking deliberate action while maintaining a calm and composed mindset. It's about focusing on what you can control, letting go of what you can't, and trusting that everything will unfold in its own time. When you embrace patience, you create the mental and emotional space to handle life's challenges with grace, understanding, and resilience. Patience is a powerful practice that cultivates calm in the face of delays, ensuring that you stay grounded and peaceful on your path to success. Chapter 17. The Wisdom of Letting Go. How to Release the Past and Embrace the Present. Letting go can often feel like one of the hardest things to do. Whether it's letting go of past mistakes, relationships that no longer serve us, or old patterns of thought and behavior, the process of releasing can stir up a whirlwind of emotions. But true peace and emotional freedom come when we learn to let go of things, people, and even the expectations we've placed on ourselves. Holding on to the past, whether it's out of regret, resentment, or fear of the unknown, only weighs us down. It keeps us tethered to things that are no longer serving our highest good and prevents us from moving forward into a more empowered version of ourselves. The wisdom of letting go lies in understanding that holding on often creates more pain than release ever could. We spend so much time clinging to what's familiar, even if it's painful or limiting, because the idea of letting go feels uncertain. But the truth is that when we let go, we free ourselves to experience life in a new and more fulfilling way. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing not to carry the weight of the past with us into the future. It means accepting that what happened was a part of the journey, but it no longer needs to define us. One of the first steps in letting go is acknowledging the emotions tied to the past. So often, we suppress or avoid feelings like anger, sadness, or guilt because we're afraid of what they might reveal about us or the situation. However, holding on to repressed emotions only prolongs the healing process. By allowing yourself to feel and process these emotions, you give yourself the opportunity to heal and release them. Feeling your emotions is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that you are willing to face the uncomfortable and move through it, instead of letting it control you. Once you acknowledge your feelings, the next step in letting go is to shift your perspective. Often, we hold on to the past because we are attached to certain outcomes or expectations that never materialized. Perhaps we are disappointed by how things turned out, or we feel cheated by a situation or a person. However, the past cannot be changed. What we can change is how we choose to view it. Instead of focusing on what could have been or wishing that things were different, we can choose to see the lessons, growth, and strength that arose from those experiences. Every experience, even painful ones, has shaped us into who we are today. The past doesn't have to be a source of regret. It can be a source of wisdom. When we shift our perspective, we give ourselves permission to release the emotional weight we've been carrying and embrace the present moment. Another crucial element of letting go is forgiving yourself and others. Holding on to grudges, resentment, or shame can bind us to the past, preventing us from experiencing the freedom we deserve. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior or excusing mistakes. It means choosing to no longer let those actions control your emotions and peace. Forgiveness is about releasing the grip of the past and reclaiming your personal power. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of bitterness and anger, allowing yourself to step into a more peaceful and open future. Forgiving others is an act of liberation, but forgiving yourself is an act of self-love and healing. Letting go also involves detaching from the need for control. So often, we hold on to situations because we want to control the outcome. We try to force things to happen according to our plan, only to find that life has a way of unfolding on its own terms. Trying to control everything leads to frustration and exhaustion because it's impossible to predict or control every aspect of life. When we let go of the need to control, we give ourselves the freedom to flow with life as it comes, embracing the unknown rather than fearing it. By relinquishing control, we open ourselves up to new opportunities, experiences, and possibilities that we may have missed if we were too focused on our rigid expectations. The art of letting go is also deeply connected to accepting impermanence. Life is constantly changing, and nothing is meant to last forever. Embracing the natural ebb and flow of life allows us to appreciate each moment for what it is, without clinging to it. People come and go, circumstances change, and we evolve as individuals. The more we resist change, the more difficult it becomes to let go. But when we accept that everything in life is temporary, We are less likely to hold on to the past and more willing to embrace the present and future with an open heart. Acceptance of impermanence brings a sense of peace, as we no longer feel the need to desperately hold on to things that are slipping away. A key element of letting go is also creating space for new experiences and growth. Holding on to the past occupies emotional and mental space that could otherwise be used to welcome new possibilities. When we release the old, we create room for the new. Whether it's new relationships, career opportunities, or personal growth, letting go allows us to step into a new chapter with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. We are no longer weighed down by past disappointments or what-ifs. Instead, we are free to explore new horizons with excitement and possibility. The wisdom of letting go lies in surrendering to the flow of life. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply to let go and trust that life will unfold as it's meant to. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals or dreams, but rather trusting the timing of things and believing that everything is happening for your highest good. Surrendering doesn't mean being passive. It means being open to the journey, trusting that everything you need will come to you when the time is right. Letting go is an act of embracing freedom. It's about releasing the grip of the past, freeing ourselves from limiting beliefs and emotional burdens, and stepping into a future filled with endless possibilities. When we let go, we stop holding ourselves back and begin to move forward with renewed energy, clarity, and purpose. Letting go is not an act of weakness, but of great strength. It takes courage to release what no longer serves us, and trust that life will lead us exactly where we need to go. Chapter 18. The Power of Presence. How to fully experience life without distractions. In today's fast-paced world, we are often pulled in countless directions, both mentally and emotionally. The constant barrage of notifications, the endless tasks, and the pressure to keep up with everything around us can leave us feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. But amidst all the noise, there is one powerful tool we can use to regain control and find peace: presence. Being present means fully engaging with the here and now, rather than getting lost in thoughts about the past or future. It is about tuning into the current moment with all your senses, without distraction or judgment. In a world where we are constantly multitasking and trying to do more with less time, the art of presence might seem like a luxury. However, the truth is that it's one of the most accessible and transformative practices you can implement into your daily life. When we choose to be present, we begin to tap into a deeper sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment. We learn to experience life in its truest form, without the filter of stress, anxiety, or distraction. Being present is not about ignoring your problems or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about accepting the moment as it is, with all its imperfections, and choosing to engage with it fully. When you stop trying to escape the present moment or wishing it away, you create the space to experience it fully. Instead of rushing through your day, constantly looking ahead to the next task or deadline, you start to slow down and truly appreciate what is happening right now. One of the greatest challenges to presence is our habit of overthinking. We often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of thoughts, worrying about what happened in the past or what might happen in the future. This constant mental chatter can keep us from fully experiencing the present moment. The key to overcoming this is to recognize when you are caught up in your thoughts and gently bring your focus back to the present. This might be as simple as taking a deep breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or paying attention to the sounds around you. Each time you redirect your focus back to the present moment, you reinforce your ability to stay grounded and calm. Being present also requires us to disconnect from distractions. In the age of smartphones and social media, we are constantly being pulled in different directions. We may feel the urge to check our phones, scroll through social media, or respond to emails, even when we are in the middle of a conversation or activity. These distractions take us out of the present moment and prevent us from fully engaging with our surroundings. To cultivate presence, it's important to set aside time for unplugging, whether it's for a few minutes or a few hours, and giving your full attention to the people or tasks in front of you. You'll be amazed at how much more enriching your experiences become when you stop allowing distractions to steal your focus. Another powerful aspect of presence is active listening. When we are truly present, we listen deeply to others, without interrupting or formulating our response while they're speaking. Active listening is an act of respect and connection. It shows the other person that they matter and that their words are worth paying attention to. But perhaps more importantly, active listening allows us to stay connected to the conversation, enhancing our understanding and empathy. When we listen with full attention, we not only build stronger relationships, but we also stay grounded in the present moment. Presence also deepens our connection to ourselves. In a world that often pushes us to constantly do and achieve, we tend to forget the importance of simply being. Taking the time to pause, breathe, and check in with yourself can be incredibly powerful. It's easy to get lost in the demands of daily life, but the more we practice being present with ourselves, the more in tune we become with our own needs, desires, and feelings. Presence helps us to reconnect with our intuition and inner wisdom, allowing us to make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves. A key element of presence is acceptance. Life is not always going to unfold the way we expect it to. Sometimes we encounter challenges, disappointments, or discomforts that we would rather avoid. However, when we resist the present moment, or wish it were different, we only create more suffering. Acceptance of what is, without judgment or resistance, allows us to approach each situation with a sense of calm and openness. This doesn't mean we have to like everything that happens, but it means we stop fighting against the flow of life. We accept what is, knowing that every experience offers an opportunity for growth. Mindfulness is another powerful practice that can help us stay present. Mindfulness is the art of paying attention to the present moment, without judgment. This can be done through various practices, such as mindful breathing, mindful eating, or simply observing your surroundings. Mindfulness helps to anchor us in the here and now, making it easier to let go of distractions and stay focused on what matters most. The more we practice mindfulness, the more natural it becomes to stay present in all areas of our lives. Being present also invites us to find joy in the little things. When we are fully engaged in the moment, we are more likely to notice the beauty and wonder that surrounds us. Whether it's the warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of birds chirping, or the taste of our favorite food, presence helps us appreciate the richness of life that often goes unnoticed when we're distracted. These small moments of joy can have a profound impact on our overall well-being, reminding us that life is happening all around us, even in the most ordinary moments. Presence brings us back to balance. When we are constantly caught up in the past or future, we lose our sense of equilibrium. But when we practice presence, we recenter ourselves and restore harmony to our lives. We stop worrying about what's next and start appreciating what is. By cultivating presence, we create space for peace, clarity, and connection, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with a sense of calm and confidence. The power of presence is not just about being in the moment, it's about fully experiencing life in its entirety, without distractions or judgments. It's about embracing each moment with an open heart and mind, allowing yourself to be fully immersed in the richness of life. When we practice presence, we free ourselves from the mental clutter and emotional noise that often hold us back, and we open ourselves up to a life that is more fulfilling, meaningful, and peaceful. In a world filled with uncertainty, stress, and challenges, the ability to remain calm is a powerful tool that can transform how we experience life. Throughout this journey, we've explored the many facets of cultivating mental calmness, from developing inner stillness and mastering emotional armor to building daily practices that consistently reinforce peace of mind. These principles are not about avoiding difficulties, but rather about empowering yourself to respond with clarity and composure, regardless of the circumstances. By becoming more self-aware, practicing mindfulness, and intentionally creating moments of stillness, you can learn to break free from reactive patterns and choose how you respond to life's most trying situations. Emotional resilience doesn't come from ignoring your emotions or suppressing your feelings. It comes from understanding them and learning how to manage them in ways that serve your well-being. As we've seen, every step you take, no matter how small, contributes to the foundation of a calm mind. The journey to staying calm in any situation is a process of continuous growth. With each daily practice, whether it's deep breathing, affirmations, or mindfulness, you're training your mind to stay grounded in the face of chaos. Remember that consistency is key. Small actions compounded over time lead to lasting change. The more you practice, the more automatic your calmness will become, and the stronger you'll feel in your ability to navigate the ups and downs of life. It's about embracing the art of mental mastery, taking control of your mind, emotions, and responses. No matter how chaotic the world around you may be, you have the power to remain anchored, centered, and calm. As you continue to apply these strategies in your daily life, you'll find that you don't just stay calm in difficult situations. You'll begin to radiate that calmness to others, creating a ripple effect of peace and clarity wherever you go. The calm you seek is already within you, and with practice you will master the art of staying calm in any situation, turning every challenge into an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The journey is yours to take, and with each step, you'll unlock the true power of your mind to remain unshakable no matter what life brings your way.